Good morning. This is Sirisha Verma from Branding by Pixels, and today is Thursday. Thursday, we generally cover a topic on business case study, and this topic that I'm going to talk about this week is something that I feel very proud to present to you because this is about my country, which is India. So, the topic for this week is India Rising 2022 and beyond. And there are a couple of reasons why I have picked this specific topic because generally on Thursdays I talk about a topic which is specific to businesses, and since all of us are business owners and residing in India, I thought this might be an interesting topic to understand more about the different opportunities that are available in India and what we can do to maximize those opportunities to make sure that we optimize those opportunities for ourselves and make the most of them. So, the specific reason that this topic was selected is due to two different triggers. One was this week itself, IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund, has produced a statement which said that India is expected to grow at 8.5% in 2022 and will retain the fastest growing economy tag as a country. And if you look at the figure 8.5, it is a great figure to have in 2022, and we will understand more about why that is when compared to two specific economies, which is US and China. Also, as of 2021, the growth rate in India is around 9.5%. And if you look at the GDP growth, as of Q1, quarter 1 FY22, the GDP rise in India is around 20.1%. So let us compare the different growth rate figures of India with US and China, which are of course the world's biggest economies. Right. So, when compared to US, US has had a growth rate of in 2021 a growth rate of around 6%, the economic growth rate, and as of 2022 the expected growth rate of US is around 5.2%. Whereas if you look at China, which is the second largest economy out there in the world, the growth rate of China in 2021 is around 8%, and 2022 the growth rate is expected to be of around 5.6%. Right. So one of the specific reasons for China's growth rate expecting to be around 5.6% in 2022, which is far lesser than 8% of 2021, is the different factors that China has. One of those factors is the Evergrande real estate crisis that has happened. If you don't know about that topic, I have also recorded a specific video on that topic last week, so I would put that in the description. You can go and check it out regarding all the details. Now, when compared to US and China, India has a growth rate of 9.5% in 2021, and in 2022 we are expected to have a growth rate of 8.5%. Now, why is this sudden surge? Why are we looking at India specifically and seeing that, and even the International Monetary Fund is saying that India will retain fastest growing economy tag? What are the couple of reasons? So there are a couple of factors for this growth. I would like to discuss more about those factors now. So the first factor is of course 2021 has seen a far lesser growth than we are expecting in 2022. The specific reason being in 2021 we have had lockdowns wherein the economy completely came to a standstill. People were not able to get out of their homes. To get their manufacturing done, to sell the products that they have already manufactured. So we were expecting a lower growth rate in 2021, but in 20 when it comes to the last half or the middle half of 2021, vaccination started taking on a huge revolution kind of thing, because governments have been pushing for vaccination. Even people by themselves actively were seeking out vaccinations. So lot of vaccinations happened And if you look at the statistics as of 2021, we have of the total population, we have at least 49.8% of the population who have had first dose or one dose of vaccination. So that is around 50% of the population which has already taken one dose of vaccination. And if you look at the fully vaccinated percentage of population, it is coming to 19.8%. So we are halfway there with the first doses, and with the second dose or the fully vaccinations, we are getting there. So that gives a lot of confidence for people to move around, conduct their businesses as normal, and that is the reason we are expecting a higher growth rate in India. Now coming to factor number 2, there have been a couple of structural reforms that have happened in India under Modi Sarkar. Couple of them are GST, Demonetization, Real Estate Act, which is also called as RERA, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So if you look at specifically these kind of reforms, when they actually came into picture, people were really scared about them. They did not know what would happen with these reforms, but these reforms have had a long-term effect rather than a short-term effect. So if you look at GST specifically, each state has had their own tax rates until GST came into picture. So the goods which were produced in those states, at the end of the day, when it came to consumers like you and me, they were being priced higher because of this variation in the kind of tax rates that each state had. And also because of these tax rates, there were a couple of manufacturers, specifically big companies, which wanted to reside in one specific state rather than in another specific state, that is put up their manufacturing facilities in one specific state rather than the other one, because of these tax rates as well. But with GST, there is only one tax rate across the country. That means the overall development of all regions will be possible. It is not, the growth will not be specifically placed or situated in one specific state, but it can be distributed across all different states. Then demonetization, as you all know, our Modi Sarkar has banned 500 notes and 1000 rupee notes. And we have had a lot of struggle with the new notes coming up. There was a lot of businesses which were affected, which were previously only dealing in cash. So if you look at this specific structural reform, I feel that there was always a lot of growth in India, but because of this cash problem, probably there were not numbers which were put out there. But with demonetization, everything has now become white, so all the transactions are being recorded. So now actually because of that, those figures are coming into the growth rate. That is why you are seeing this extended growth, increase in growth rates as well. The third factor is earnings growth of corporates in India. They are expected to be around 25%. They are expected to be growing at around 25% in fiscal year 22 and 23. That could also be because of the other structural reforms that I was just talking about. It could be because of the GST, it could be because of the demonetization. It could also be that states are by themselves offering certain perks for companies to come and set up their manufacturing facilities in those specific states. So and also because of the different factors that are happening in China. It could be because of the coronavirus that has happened. It could be because of the Evergrande crisis that has happened, and lots of new regulations that China government is coming up with. All these different companies are looking at other bases to set up their manufacturing facilities, and that is where India also comes into picture. And that is where we are also expecting that the earnings growth for corporate India will be around 25% in fiscal year 22-23. Apart from that, another factor is IT sector. So previously, if you look at IT sector, it started in 2000 with the Y2K problem in India. India was one of those destinations wherein we were doing a lot of BPO work, which is business process outsourcing work. But now IT companies have actually moved from BPO, which is like a very less value kind of work, to better value kind of works like digital transformations, and they're also coming up with new code, with developing codes and stuff like that. So IT sector is now working on more complex solutions rather than just the BPO kind of processes. The fifth factor is the working age population outnumbers the dependent population and will continue to grow until 2055. So if you look at countries like China, before they became the world's largest growing economy, what has happened was the working age population was higher, or they were outnumbering the retired age population or the dependent age population, and it seems to be the same case with India. And it seems that this case will still remain, will keep growing until 2055. So we can see a lot of growth because there are more people who are working rather than people who are retired and pensioners and sitting at home. Factor number 6 is PM Modi just unveiled a program this Wednesday, which is called as the Gati Shakti Plan, and he has allocated a budget of around 100 lakh crores, and the principle behind this Gati Shakti plan is to provide multimodal connectivity to more than 1200 industrial clusters, including 2 defense corridors across the country. So that what that specifically means is there is a lot of work which is going to happen in the infrastructure of the country. So when we talk about specifically infrastructure, what happens is there is a lot of manpower which can be moved easily. There are a lot of goods which can be moved easily. That means a lot of economic activity will keep happening because of this infrastructural design, and also this helps the different departments of the government which are specifically working in silos to now work together. So you will see that sometimes we see that there is a new road being laid, and then just within a week there is the electrical department which comes, and then we just removes the whole road because they want to do some work underneath the road, right? So the whole effort of laying a new road goes to waste because of this. So this used to happen because the departments never used to talk together, but now with this new Gati Shakti plan, it seems the various departments will be able to talk together and not work in silos. So that will make sure that the infrastructure developments is on path. So these are the different factors because of which we are expecting India to be the next or the fastest growing economy as per IMF as well. So just to recap, the couple of factors are vaccinations on the rise. Factor number 2, the structural reforms that have happened in the past but are now bearing fruit. Third factor is earnings growth of the corporate companies going to increase. Factor number 4 is IT sectors are now providing a better value services rather than just BPO. Factor number 5 is the working age population is going to outnumber the dependent population, and this will continue to rise until 2055. And factor number 6 is PM Modi's latest plan, which is the Gati Shakti plan, which will make sure that all the different departments work together, talk together, and then work on the infrastructure development of India. So I hope you have liked this video. If you like the content that I am creating, please do subscribe to my channel. I generally record videos thrice a week, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Tuesday I talk about the digital marketing topic, and Thursday I talk about a business case study. Last week I spoke about Evergrande. This week I am talking about India Rising 2022 and beyond. And Saturday I generally talk about a specific book review or a motivation topic or a personal finance kind of topic. So if you think these are the kind of topics that will add value to you, then please do subscribe to my channel. Please do share my channel with others in your circle who might benefit from the content that I create. Market. This is Siddhisha Verma, founder, chief strategist at Branding by Pixels, a business strategy design and digital marketing company coming live to you from India. Please do take care. Bye bye.